The only reason you got me is because I was recently divorced, scared, and I had a kid. Can you sit down on the couch for a second? Sits down and said, we're done. We're getting a divorce. And she tried everything. She begged. All right, y'all. So do you side with a man or woman in the case I'm about to present here? Okay, I'm actually going to side with the man on it, but I'd like to hear what you have to say. So this man and this woman, husband and wife, they're having a party. They've been married for a couple years, and the guy's stepkid, her kid, you know, is there at the party. Everybody's having a good time or whatever, and he's giving relationship advice to some of their friends. And she comes over and says, don't take relationship advice from him. And he says, thinks she's playing around, and says, well, it got me you, didn't it? And he gives her a kiss or whatever, and she says, the only reason you got me is because I was recently divorced, scared, and I had a kid. And basically, he was a safe choice. And he goes silent, right? And I mean, I don't know. That would be so freaking devastating. Okay, but a couple days later, she realizes how silent and how affected he is, and she tries apologizing. He said, I'll be okay. And then like 2 weeks later, she's starting to get into panic because he will not talk to her. He won't do anything. She starts cooking his favorite foods, trying to do all the things that he likes, even goes so far as to have their kids go stay at her parents' house, or his stepkid and her kid go stay at the parents' house. And then she takes him somewhere that was important to them, and they go stay a couple nights there. And then when they come back, he goes to work for a couple days. He comes back. As soon as he walks in the door, he said, can you sit down on the couch for a second? Sits down and said, we're done. We're getting a divorce.
That was expected. It's really hard to come back from that type of situation, and it was the reason he couldn't continue.
And she tried everything. She begged him not to go. She said, I love you now. I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I actually side with the guy on this, and I'm not trying to be mean. I understand everybody's situation would be different, but the fact of the matter is, and a lot of people are going to say, no, you work harder on a marriage. To me, that contract's null and void because she did not love him when she got into the relationship.
I see what he's saying about you work hard on the marriage, and I do kind of agree from that standpoint, but that was a low blow. And that's what they talk about in marriages. You fight fair. And in front of all these people, once again, we see modern women always talking about how they want a man to handle them, but then they don't freaking know how to handle a man. Freaking disrespectful for no reason. Who told you to say that? I would say I guess he was thinking about it, but I was about to say, well, I wouldn't even, if you're thinking about divorcing her, I would even gone on a trip. If you know that's what's going on, hey, don't cook nothing. You're not going on no trip. It's not about to be no argument. Ain't gonna be no screaming and hollering. But this is what it is. And you know you popped off of the mouth. You know you mouthed off for no reason. You disrespected me. You disrespected me in front of people. And you had no right to do that. You had no right to come in here sticking your nose in my business while I was talking and trying to help somebody else out. But you don't know how to be quiet. You just couldn't shut up, could you? And so now look what it got you. Modern women need to know and understand when the time is to talk and when the time is to just shut up. Just be quiet. Like they be telling men all the time, read the room.
Okay, she saw safety. She was panicked after her recent divorce, being a stay-at-home mom with a single kid. So she latched onto the first guy she didn't even love because he had money and could provide safety. And that's what she did, and admitted that's what she did. And so when he found out, he's like, oh, you don't love me? I don't want you then. Do you agree with this guy for divorcing her?
His reaction is understandable because now he knows it wasn't about love, and this is something anyone would struggle to overlook.
She said she admitted she didn't love him. She'd just chosen for safety. And to me, that would be about the only more devastating thing a woman could do is love me and then cheat on me, which to me means she never really loved me in the first place. But let me know what your thoughts are. I would definitely side with the guy on this, but I understand everybody's got their own opinion.
If she had really fallen in love with him as time went on, she would have never said what she said. In front of other people as well. She only married him to find a father for her son and someone to take care of her. She could have confessed how she chose him privately, not humiliate him in front of other people. Her desire to apologize is understandable, but she needs to recognize that certain things can't be undone. Since he learned that she only married him due to the fact that she recently got divorced and had a child, it shifted his entire perspective on their relationship, making it difficult for him to continue. It's normal for anyone to feel uncomfortable after discovering that their partner's decision to marry them was based on needing support during a difficult time rather than genuine love. Her statement makes it seem like she sought someone to help her through her struggles, and he just happened to be the one who showed up, which implied that she wouldn't have chosen him if she wasn't divorced or had a child. It would be a tough realization for anyone in his position, as he thought she married him out of love and respect, but this revelation made it clear that wasn't the case. Also, it seems like she doesn't have a good level of respect for him from the beginning, as she didn't mind revealing this information in front of others. This may have likely influenced his decision to proceed with the divorce, feeling that his dignity and trust had been compromised.
The only other thing I can think about is maybe she might have some sort of, how do I say it? Yeah. She might have been born with some type of development, I'll say it that way, where she doesn't really do social situations well. That's about the only thing that I can think of. Saying that, it wouldn't have registered to her as like, oh, I thought we were all joking. I didn't see this as disrespect. But she knew it was disrespectful, so that can't even be the case. She knew it was disrespectful because then, in his silence, she got alarmed. And when she got alarmed, she tried to take him to a meaningful place to remember and rekindle their love, quote unquote. And she tried to cook his favorite. So she was trying to cater to him. So she knew exactly what she did. It wasn't anything mental or anything other than just the fact that she was being stupid.
His decision is understandable because with this revelation always lingering in his mind, their relationship dynamic would have been strained, and it would be hard to rebuild trust.
Next, we have a single mother who wants to date childless man only, but at the same time isn't willing to have more kids.
I have kids, and I don't want no more. And then I also don't want to date a baby dad.
I've heard so many single moms saying the same exact thing. Make it make sense. My mom married my stepfather. He had no kids, she had 4. That's why she is single. So she wants to date somebody comfortable not having their genetics in the next generation. She definitely isn't in tune with reality.
I can see if you have kids and he don't have kids and it just happened that way, or vice versa. Oh man, I just took her kids. Oh man, I love her kids. And man, we a happy blended family. I can see if it happened like that. But you're saying if you have kids, I'm not going to date you at all, period. Like I'm seeking people that don't have kids, but I have kids. What kind of dumb dynamic is that? And I guess from her perspective, she was saying, well, I really don't want to deal with the drama of a baby dad, or I don't really want a man that expects me to have kids. And if you're, well, I don't even know, because the single man would say, well, I don't have any kids. I want kids. And you would have to give him kids. But a man with kids, I don't know. Maybe he would say, I'm confusing myself. That's how dumb this is.
Some people still didn't understand that we have to make choices and we can't have everything. As a single mother, it's perfectly fine if she doesn't want more kids. That's her choice. But she should at least be reasonable and understand that her best option would be a man who already has children, because such a man is more likely to align with what she is looking for, rather than a man without kids who might want to start his own family. She is just setting herself up for...
That's what I was trying to say. You might go for that man with kids because he already got kids and he might not want any, versus a single man with no kids that might say, well, I'm looking at start my own family. Maybe you are too, I don't know.
For drama, because targeting childless men knowing that you don't want to have more kids isn't smart. I bet she wouldn't be happy with this arrangement if the roles were reversed, because it seems like she is only thinking from her perspective, focusing on what she wants and ignoring their desire. This mindset will inevitably lead her to challenges when searching for the man she wants. She is looking for a childless man who will be willing to support her in raising her kids, knowing that he won't have the opportunity to have his own. It's not practical, and eventually she may realize the difficulty in finding a partner who would agree to her terms.
I'm not ashamed of my 3 kids, and if I wouldn't have...
Wouldn't you be ashamed of your 3 kids? Your 3 kids are a blessing, bundle of joy. blessing from the Most High God. But continue.
I wouldn't have the 3 baby daddies. I wouldn't have my 3 amazing kids.
Whoa there, boy. Whoa there, buddy. 3 baby daddies? 3 of them. But maybe I'm a misjudged character. But continue.
But for me, you have to accept me as a whole with a 4 unit. So it's either, are you even equipped to hold down this 4 fort?
It seems like the other men that you have children didn't want to come with the 4 equipped, the so-called total package, or what y'all ladies call, we are a package deal. Even though they step into your lives, buy clothes, provide everything you need that you wanted your first 3 children fathers to do, but they never did. This man comes in, now he's second in command behind you and your children. Well,
You can't say anything to me at that point in time about what a real man would and would not do, because you wouldn't pick at him at all. I could see if maybe he was young and, okay, that first one got me. You got me. Maybe I can give you the second one. I could even give it to you if he had 2 by 1. 2 by 1. Hey, we were together for a little bit, knocked him out right there. Got away from him and got in a relationship with another dude. I thought he was a 1. Turns out he wasn't. So now I got 3 kids. But 3 different times you allowed this stuff to go on. And now you're trying to sit up here on a couch somewhere out in wherever, God knows where, trying to tell a man how he should behave.
third in command, knowing he's the head of the household and he provides. But now he has to come equipped for a 4-piece, like we at Popeyes or we at KFC or some of the churches. Select on the menu. Yeah, let me get that 4-piece. Let me get that 4-piece. Let me get that 4 with that hot sauce and that extra biscuit with that strawberry fin on the side.
Without my 3 baby daddies, I wouldn't have my 3 wonder kids. Is that how you rationalize it? Good luck with that. It was surprising when she implied that if her kids hadn't come from 3 different fathers, they wouldn't be as amazing. It's hard to understand where she got this idea from, but it's certainly not accurate. Those children could have been just as special if they had come from a single father. Even if she had a positive co-parenting, things are generally simpler and more stable when all the children come from the same partner, as that scenario tends to be less complicated and is often considered ideal in every situation.
So it's either, are you even equipped to hold down this 4 fort?
While she might find someone willing and able to step into that role, this isn't common because when most people are seeking a partner, they look for situations that are less likely to bring drama to the relationship, and it seems like she will offer some of it. Also, based on her mindset, I don't think that she is fully aware of the situation of the dating scene. Things are wild in that department. I know she would have a different energy if she knew the difficulty level for people without children. She just needs to try to date a bit, and it will give her a real picture of what the current dating scene has to offer.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm a mother, so when a guy's like, ooh, let me go over, like, I don't care if your kid's there, like, I'll wait till they're asleep. Blocked. Done. Like, what the you mean you gonna wait for my kid to be asleep? Hell.
Yeah, real fucking quick.
That's an instant turn off.
Her point isn't entirely clear to me. It seems like the guys are being respectful, but for some reason, she has a different perspective on the situation. Her reaction appears a bit confusing since it doesn't seem necessary to block them over that suggestion. Instead of responding so strongly, she could have taken a more straightforward approach by simply communicating her boundaries. It's possible that her reaction comes from a place of discomfort, but blocking them outright seems like an overreaction. We all know that healthy communication is often the best solution, especially.
She feels like he's wanting a booty call is what it is. I think that's what that sounds like. And she doesn't want to feel like that. But you have kids. So once again, I'm hoping they're from one man that you were with for a long time. So I can at least try to justify it.
Especially when it comes to expressing personal limits. So by choosing to block them instead of having an open conversation, she might be missing an opportunity for a more respectful exchange that could have been resolved without any drama. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that many misunderstandings like these can be resolved by simply stating preferences up front. If she had communicated her boundaries clearly from the start, the situation might not have escalated to the point of needing to cut off communication entirely. It's always better to address things directly than to make assumptions about someone's intentions.